feels like she's lost so much control over what she's been doing, whether it's been with you or multiple other men. So if it was like multiple experiences that she's had with multiple different men where she always made sure she was a main, or she got treated good, or she just made sure that there's no replacing her, and now it's happening, it hits the ego. So what happens when you go ahead and replace her? It's literally broken down into so many different factors, but I'll mention some of the main key ones today. So firstly, there's all that leverage that she used to have out of the window. So if she used to play games, if she used to like make you feel like, oh, you'll lose her, or you know, she can get any other guy, and it made you feel a little scarcity or something, she now doesn't have that power. She doesn't have no control over you to end up having you in this scarcity and act a specific way. Hence why you probably didn't replace her a long time ago when you probably should have, when you seen red flags, or she's giving you reasons to, or maybe at this point you're confused, but you shouldn't be confused. You should be clear. And when you're confused, most times it means that you should replace her. Now, with that being said, another reason why this ends up hurting and making her feel away is the idea of another woman taking her spot. Duh. Well, think about it the other way around, fellas. If you had a woman in your life and she went ahead and just replaced you, and sometimes it could be out of the blue, sometimes it's just like, well, I'm not really replaced, I'm still in her life, but there's another option. That's kind of still a way of feeling like you're not important, you're not prioritized, because you're just a part of the roster list and you're getting rotated around. That's another topic for a different time. But just look at that example as a way of understanding how much it's gonna hurt a woman. Don't think so much of like, well, she can get other options, or I understand her to be the woman that most men want, or she is not scared of losing me. Don't think about it that way. I always say this in my consultations with most situations, because there's a time where a fella may feel like, oh, it can't happen with this woman. It can. She's just made you feel like it can't happen with her. Your love and your emotions is so strong with her that you can't view it any other way, and she already sensed that from you. Most times that's why she does what she does, because there's no level of like, oh, I gotta act right, I gotta get myself together. So now when you're replacing her, that's another trigger that's also happening, that, oh, I'm actually not as good as I thought. There's a lot of work that I have to do, and I just can't think that I could play the way that I have been, being the way that I want to be, and not working on myself as a woman and expecting a man to just tolerate it and accept it. Not acceptable. Now you're giving her that feeling. Another thing about replacing her that hits hard is the idea of that she might never get her spot back, right? Because replacing is that she's out the picture. You put someone new. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Andrea, Madison, Alicia, bye. Now you've done that. There's that question of like, can I get my spot back? The longer it actually seems like she can't, the more it hurts. And it gets to her like, dang, I truly lost my spot with this dude. Now, y'all, before I continue on, I've dropped ways to figure out how is happening with her. Now, I just put how it's happening, but really the title of this ebook quiz and assessment is called, Is She Playing Hard to Get, or is she moving on? So in other words, is she really like showing you that she's just playing these games and trying to make it be that she is not really about you and making you feel away, or is she really not about you? And it could be that straightforward. So what I did was came up with 23 questions that I know will get you the answer. I've asked this in so many situations, and it came down to figuring out what's going on with that woman. What is she really trying to do? So these questions are very particular, but they're there to help you understand why she's doing what she's doing and what is really going on. Because after you answer these 23 questions, it's ABC, you will then realize what's happening with the final results that you will see at the end. And also, most importantly, I will be telling you how to be a better guy overall in these situations. In other words, how to leverage yourself up. And most times I'm always going to explain it from a perspective of what you need to do as a man, because you could always hear like, cut her off, ignore her, walk away, no contact. But there's always that level of what are you doing with yourself. That's really the most important part of it all, because when you do your work and you become an all-around rounded guy that women love, it becomes way more easier. And that woman that you've been wanting or trying so hard or trying to figure out if she's moving on, she gives you the answer of I want you, and she shows you by actions. Either way, figure it out by taking this quiz and assessment. And of course, don't forget about the other Yes ebook. I dropped two. They're basically pair. That's why I dropped them together. The other one is just understanding and decoding basically the mixed signals women give you, so you can go ahead and figure out exactly what does she mean by these signals that are so confusing, right? And I told you in the beginning of the video that you don't want to be confused in any situation when it comes to women. Of course not. However, you can go ahead and have confusion come in, but once you go ahead and decode it with this ebook that is perfect for any situations when you're getting mixed signals, then you go ahead and know that, okay, I was confused, now I know what's going on. Although she could be confusing, remember, she could be a particular way, but you have to understand, what is she trying to do? A lot of times fellas say like women are so complicated, or women don't even know what they want. So that's what I'm saying. Like, she could be confused. She might not have clarity. She might be all over the place. She might be here, there, want you 1 second, want the next guy, want the whole block. But with you, no, you won't feel that way. So to sum that all up, you want to have your clarity. You want to know what's going on. That will always keep you having leverage. And again, I created these knowing what works and a lot of experience from the past 5+ years of doing this and talking to different people and reading your comments and all the research that went all into this. So go ahead and check out the links down below, and don't forget there's always other deals going on my site. There's a lot, and y'all have checked those ones out too. So see what's going to be best for your situation or what you want to get, and don't forget consultations and other things are available on my website. And one other thing, Patreon, you join now, you get free content, exclusive and explicit. Just know that I'm always dropping, and I drop a lot sometimes, so you can make sure you're caught up, and I mean caught up, right? Because you got to go now catch up to all the other ones that are dropped and then the ones that are already coming out. So shout out to everybody that's already joined part of the community. Once you join, you're in the community with me and other fellas as well. And so there's 2 links. You can join both Patreon or just one is more for women in the bedroom, what to do with them, and then the other is for more of my personal life, that sort of stuff. Now back to this topic. If y'all have questions though, let me know about anything that I've spoken about so far. So now when you replace her, this is something I didn't say in the beginning of the video, but I kind of want to wrap up the video with this because it's a really big reason why replacing her hurts. Now, when you replace her with a woman that looks kind of similar to her, that already makes her feel away because now she actually understands she's replaceable. So there's 2 elements to it. A woman that looks similar to her or kind of like her is similarities. Sometimes it could be as simple as they work at the same type of job, right? Maybe she works at Starbucks, the other girl that you now got works at Starbucks. Sometimes maybe one wears their hair up all the time, one doesn't. Sometimes it could be personality, one could be bubbly. Another way to look at it too is if she's the opposite, then that also makes her feel like, dang, I thought he was all about me. And then when they have a realization of, wow, no, he could actually be into a woman that's quiet, or a woman that's loud, or a woman that's outgoing, or a woman that's introverted, or he doesn't want a woman that's always outside or always out here, right? So whether she's extroverted, whatever it is, when you get the opposite of this woman, that also makes her question, how much did you really want her? How attractive was she to you? And attractive in all aspects, not just physically. So that's just one level of looking at it. And also the idea of a really good looking woman hits even harder, which is a different topic, kind of, because there's more details to why. And in general, even if it's not replacing her, if you just have a woman that just looks better than her, that already can make her start feeling away. Yes, she could have confidence, but especially if she's involved with you and isn't done with you, it could really make her feel away. Now again, more to talk about in a different video because there's a lot that kind of spread out, branches to different stuff, but you hopefully got the concept of this whole replacing you, what it'll look like. I hope this video helped y'all out. If you want more like this, let me know. Questions, concerns, leave it down below. Don't forget to check out the links and be a part of the Patreon community, get free exclusive content, and you're actually part of a community that I'm of course involved in. And that's it. I love y'all. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and I'll talk to y'all very much soon. Bye y'all.